on Salam Media.
As for that, the connection is not so great on my side. I don't know what's happening with the connection, but yeah, where I live, we have those days. Anyways, it is Eid Day in some of the countries around the world, including Palestine. And if you've been following the violence against the Palestinians by the Israelis that have been taking place this past week. In fact, since the beginning of the month of Ramadan, and it escalated. In fact, not even beginning the month of Ramadan. This violence has been happening since the 1947s, 48, around that time. So it has been ongoing, and we always see a spike in the violence, especially in the month of Ramadan. So joining me right now is Dr. Saeed El-Namrouti, who is a professor of strategic resources management expert and consultant of protocol and diplomacy and HR, live from Gaza to talk about the Israeli aggression on Palestine and on this day of Eid and what it is like at the moment. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Dr. Saeed, and shukran for joining me.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Dr. Saeed, Eid Mubarak, first of all, and how is the situation in Palestine today with the day of Eid?
Well, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Eid Mubarak for the Muslim Ummah, for the Palestinian nation. It's the first day of Eid, and I'm pretty sure that today in South Africa is the last day of Ramadan. Hopefully this will end peacefully and with mercy, and Eid Mubarak from tomorrow to the Muslim and the community of South Africa. However, the situation here, it starts with sadness due to the aggressive, aggression that they wage against the Gaza Strip by bombing, by everything that they did to Palestinians, by killing, by everything. Unfortunately, the Israeli occupation policy of collective punishment, the massive which includes the massive bombing and destruction of the houses, residential towers, tanks, banks, and media institutions, the destruction of streets, and the most important of all, the killing of children and women with cold blood will not by any means broke or even weaken the faith, sacrifice, and struggle of the Palestinian people. Unfortunately, today still we are at the first day of Eid, at the first hour, but bombing everywhere, the assassination of innocent people everywhere, the destruction of institutions, the destruction of towers, the destruction of houses is everywhere. Unfortunately, our kids, instead of wearing new clothes and make happy and joyful, unfortunately, they are scared, they are at home. But this is one side from the total image. The other side, that we are full of trust, that we are full of confidence, that we are still stand on our foot, to struggle against all the odds, against this aggression, against this terrorist action of the Israeli troops day by day and night by night since 3 days. So, Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen, in spite of we are almost looking down at our houses and rarely the movement on the streets because of the bombing and the people, try to be aware of bombing or injuring or whatever. The situation is difficult, but in the other side, we are trying to do the best. We are trying to call our relatives to give, a congratulations of Eid, and hopefully this will end soon, inshallah, and we can, celebrate our Eid as Muslim Ummah everywhere and visit our relatives and neighbors and give the gifts that required as Muslim habits we do every Eid, inshallah ta'ala.
I mean, now earlier on, we saw some images of the Eid Salah being held at Masjid al-Aqsa, and also balloons placed. And last night there were other decorations also in some parts of Sheikh Jarrah. So how has that been? I mean, there were the Palestinians still felt the need to have this Eid celebrations, despite the fact that bombs could be falling anytime.
Yeah, actually, one of the most advantage of this aggression and insult against the Palestinian people that here now we are, while we are talking, bombing is just happened maybe just 500 meters away from our house, so the situation is very dangerous, very critical, and very complicated. So I'm saying one of the most advantage of this, terrorist actions and aggression is the unity of the Palestinian people in Jerusalem, in the West Bank, in the lands of the 48 and the Gaza Strip. We demonstrate all this events because of the Israeli extreme measures against Al-Quds, against Al-Aqsa, against Sheikh Jarrah neighborhood. And they asked Gaza to give support and to give hand. And then Gaza give the support and the hand to our people, to our nation. When it comes, actually, we are very honest as Palestinians. When it comes with Al-Aqsa, when it comes with Al-Quds, our souls, our wills, everything we are sacrificed with everything for the benefit of Al-Aqsa and for the benefit of Jerusalem, our holy place and our holy land. So, I mean, we demonstrate in these days such a huge unity, such a huge, solidarity with each other in all the Palestinian places in the lands of 48, in the West Bank and in the Gaza Strip. So we are very happy that we see even the people today, 1,100 Palestinians make Salat al-Eid at Al-Aqsa, and they pray and they make dua for Al-Quds, they make dua for Gaza, and the Palestinians from 48 also come to Al-Aqsa and make salawat there. So this huge unity demonstrates that we are still, as Palestinians, still alive. We are struggling to get back our unity, to get back our freedom, to live with dignity as every respected nation in the world, inshallah. And hopefully this will come, inshallah, very soon.
Ameen, Ilahi, Ameen. So the Palestinian people have definitely sacrificed their lives, their homes, their livelihoods, a lot to protect one of the holiest places in Islam. Now, what is the duty of the Muslim Ummah towards the people of Palestine?
Yeah, unfortunately, when we are talking about Al-Aqsa and Al-Quds, this is Ul al-Qiblatain. This is the third haram. So it's the responsibility of Muslim Ummah. It's not only the responsibility of we as Palestinians. We are in the forefront of this struggle. It's okay with us. And we are ready to sacrifice with everything, with our souls, with our kids, with our money, with our houses, with everything that we have for the benefit of Al-Aqsa, to liberate Al-Aqsa and to live with, dignity, and to be able to reach our mosque Al-Aqsa. I'm living just 1 hour driving away from Al-Aqsa, and now 30 years, I'm not allowed, and I can't do it and make any salah at Al-Aqsa Mosque. So this is the responsibility of the Muslim Ummah, the responsibility of the Arab countries, the responsibility of Western community to give more pressure on the Israeli occupation, to impose them to respect the rules of the UN, to withdraw from the Palestinian Nas, and to give free access to us to reach our capital, Jerusalem, and to do whatever we want to do with our country. And we are very educated people. We are able to build a new and a modern and a peaceful country that will be open to not only for Muslim, for Christian, and for Jewish, but with occupation by enemies. We are not going to live with occupation enemies. It's now more than 70 years. So we said it's enough to stop occupation. This is the responsibility of the Muslim Ummah to give all kinds of support, all kinds, to dua, to economic, support, to give more pressure at the Israeli side in the United Nations, to economic boycott, whatever they can do, to stop the Israeli insult and the violation against innocent people in Palestine. This is the responsibility, and hopefully that the Muslim Ummah will take their part and do their best, to stop killing, to stop the destruction. If you come today to Gaza, if you have a video, a camera that can, move over the Gaza Strip from north-south to northwest, you will see how much the destruction that they need on the houses, on the streets, on the towers, on the institutions. They try to destroy everything just to give like a sign of victory. It's fake. It's a fake victory, because we still, believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We still full of the trust and faith. And we know that even if they destroy the land, they are not by any means able to destroy our soul, our struggle, and our faith, inshallah ta'ala.
I mean, and how long will it take to pick up the pieces and to rebuild and continue living once again?
It's now more than 70 years under occupation, under, destruction, under tight siege and the closure, which continues in the Gaza Strip, for example, now for almost like 20 years. So we used to cope with all these difficulties. Now, if the ceasefire is took place now, you will see the people demonstrate and celebrate in the streets, and day after day will still rebuild what the occupation destroyed. And hopefully this time that the Muslim Ummah will take real responsibility and strong one to build what the occupation, destroyed. So at least this is the minimum that they can do. The occupation, demolished and destroyed, and we have to build as soon as possible. By any means, please do not leave your families, your Palestinian families, homeless. Don't leave them like this, because they destroyed many towns, and many houses have been completely destroyed, and others has been seriously damaged. So hopefully that everyone will take responsibility, and including the South African community, to take their part and to take their responsibility, and to help the Palestinian people to rebuild their institutions, to rebuild their houses, to continue with the educational process, to continue their life with their respect and dignity, inshallah ta'ala.
I mean, Dr. Saeed, Jazakallah so much for your time and for taking time out of your day to join us for that. And on Saturday, the youth in South Africa will be hosting a protest march to the Israeli embassy, hopefully to get the message across that what they are doing is wrong and they should stop right now, and also to put pressure on our own government to take a stand. But Jazakallah so much for your time, and we will continue making du'as and do as much as we can right here in South Africa, and hopefully the rest of the world as well. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam.
It was Dr. Saeed El-Namrouti, a professor of strategic resources management, expert and consultant of protocol and diplomacy and HR, live from Gaza, talking about the Israeli aggression on Palestine. The Gaza marks a deadly Eid al-Fitr amid Israeli bombardment, but earlier 1,000 Palestinians did come together for the Eid al-Fitr Salah. Pictures are on social media and you can go ahead and look at them there. But so much courage from them, so much resilience and perseverance, and they will go ahead and do whatever they can to defend Palestine, to defend Al-Aqsa, one of the, well, not one of the third holiest places in Islam. And it's not just a holy place for Muslims, but it's also a holy place for the Jewish people and the Christians as well. So it's not a Muslim issue. This is an issue, a humanity issue. And do whatever you can to speak out against the aggression, against the violence. Go and learn and educate yourself and to teach others about it. And do not be afraid to stand up for something, because if you can't stand up to something, you will fall for anything. And you don't want to be falling for anything. You don't want to be that person. So shukran to you, and shukran for tuning in. We will be right back after this.